I become a difference maker?
How can I become a distinguished student leader?
How can I become more well-known on campus?
How can I change the world?
By
doing everything, of course.
Fill your Google Calendar with so many events that it looks like a painting.
Join every single student organization and start your own.
Apply for every single on-campus job that you possibly can, and just don't even get any sleep.
Do everything.
It was May 2018, and Jalen and I were coming off of our freshman years, our sophomore years at the University of Michigan-Dearborn. Things were simpler back then.
Things, sadly, were not simple at all.
I was at an alternative break information session that Jalen was leading with our mentor, Brendan Gallagher. Now, Alternative Breaks is a robust program that immerses students in service projects rooted in social justice across the country. And Jalen and Brendan were excited to send 3 trips out that year. But after waiting for 20 minutes for interested students to show up, we finally realized that nobody would be coming to this meeting.
And no one showed up, and it was so frustrating. Not just because no one was there, but because I thought to myself, even if they were, what would be the point? Even as a student coordinator, such a great program, I struggled to see the meaning in it.
So Brendan and I saw that Jalen was struggling to see the meaning of this program, and we felt that we could convince him into seeing the clear benefits of what they were doing. We explained that these trips were created so that students can engage with issues and bring back what they've learned to their home communities. For example, the Cleveland trip would be working with a book bank to help sort books for K-12 students in need.
And I reviewed it to that fact. Well, what about the students outside that region, Jordan, who would still be suffering from a lack of resources?
And the Indiana trip would be helping to build affordable housing for families in desperate need of a place to live.
And I reviewed it to that fact. We'd only be volunteering there for a week. Realistically, we couldn't even help a fraction of the population who desperately were in need of homes.
And after a while of just going back and forth with Jalen, I just finally had to ask him, what's your point?
I hate trying and failing. I understand that this program has great intention behind it, but realistically, how is this any different from anything else we've been doing on campus as students? It's not the service aspect of the program that was getting me down. It was that as students, realistically, anything that we would do was so pointless. And it was crazy to think that this program could change the world, except we were barely affecting campus.
And it took me a second to fully understand what Jalen was trying to say. But after a while, I agreed with him. If we weren't making the impact that we wanted to make, even just on campus, what was the point of really even trying?
Let's take a step back to a time that actually was simple. Freshman year. My freshman year on this campus, I early on set out to be not just another student on this campus. I wanted to belong here and make it my home and experience everything that it has to offer.
Now, when I was a freshman, I really got involved because I wanted to be as popular as possible. I sought out staff and upperclassmen who could teach me how to be that student ambassador. And I went to every sporting event, I got as much leadership advice as possible, and I went to every single on-campus event.
I joined a ton of organizations too, except I didn't do it for the clout. Like some people. I joined organizations because I thought it would be genuinely fun. I wanted to become a part of my community and help support it in any way I could.
And I saw an opportunity to help my community thrive as well. But I knew that I could turn organizations around if I was just given the chance to lead them. And I came into college with a lot of self-confidence. And I just wanted to make as big of a splash in student engagement as possible.
Time and time again, me and Jordan identified opportunities to become a part of our campus and help it thrive. Except we weren't ever able to see every commitment through. And after so long, we realized that we were just overwhelmed with all that we had to do and we were trying to commit to.
We began our college journeys in 2 completely different places. But by the end of our sophomore year, we ended up in the same exact position. Exhausted, overwhelmed, and burnt out.
When I was first getting involved on campus, everyone knew me as a super energetic and fun-loving person. I was always super optimistic to go to any meeting, meet with people, I even made a cape and wore it to orientation for the incoming freshmen. It was great. Except over time, I started to notice that I would just become drained with anything that I was doing. A simple meeting would be the last thing that I wanted to do in a day's time. And it got to the point where my friends, they would ask me 2-3 times in a day, Jalen, are you doing all right? They would just notice that I just wasn't that person anymore.
And for me, the biggest challenge that I had to face was with my self-confidence. Because I was involved in so many different on-campus activities, I wasn't eating 3 meals a day, I wasn't getting a regular amount of sleep, and I just really wasn't taking care of myself. And I didn't have the energy necessary in order to complete all these activities. And I felt guilt about that. And I just kept thinking of where I was as a freshman, so motivated, so excited, and so energetic, and I just wasn't that person anymore.
We were really at a point where we could only put 10% effort into anything that we were doing. And it began to really affect our core personalities to a point where we may not have noticed it, but everyone around us was so clearly aware of it.
And as a result, we finally got to that alternative breaks information session at the end of our sophomore year, where we both just had to ask ourselves, what's the point of all of this? Brendan Gallagher is an amazing mentor. Hi, sir. How you doing? Following the conversation that we had with him, he completely changed the way that we were approaching our student engagement, because he let us know that we could still achieve all of the things that we wanted to on our campus, but we had to change the way that we were thinking. And here's how we would do it.
Think of what the core purpose of your organization is, whether it be setting students up with a great career once they graduate, getting every student on campus to vote, or maybe it's to win the championship in your sport.
Now, think about that goal and compare it to completing a 10,000-piece puzzle. It's incredible, right? Think about the amount of time, dedication, and hard work that would go into completing this. Now, imagine working on 2, 3, even 4 of these puzzles at the same exact time.
We had lost our motivation to work on anything because we were essentially working on 4 different puzzles all at the same time. It was very hectic and unbelievably draining. And we learned that no matter what goal or motivation you have, how noble it may be, you will lose sight of its importance if you're overworked.
And the goals that we had set for ourselves were lofty, and they required a lot of time and attention, which we just weren't able to give. But neither one of us liked the idea of giving up everything that we were doing, because there were still goals that we wanted to see through in our time here. And what Brendan helped us realize was so simple, and we couldn't see at the time. Now, the first step is that out of all the things that we were doing, we had to identify what we were the most passionate about and what we most valued.
Once a person is able to identify what they value and what they hold true to the very core of who they are, they can then act with intent to follow those values. Essentially, commit to relationships and activities that align with those values.
And the second piece is that when you act on the values and beliefs that you feel are important, you can attract others who have similar goals to help you complete those 10,000-piece puzzles. For example, a group of people who value political engagement can organize to form a voter registration organization and get more people to register to vote together.
This is when it all comes together and when those scary puzzles become pretty much fun. The greatest attempts at change are found in efforts that become greater than oneself. Once you start to act with true passion and intent, you will start to have a much more meaningful impact on others, and that in turn will bring in others who want to help you achieve similar goals.
And Jalen and I have both been able to realize all of the dreams that we've had in student engagement because we've taken the time to reflect on what we're truly passionate about, and we align our actions with what we value. And we're working alongside others who share similar passions.
Now, what I value at the core of who I am is community and supporting those communities. I currently serve on the Include Leadership Board as the Alternative Race Coordinator, where we focus on providing programming to students that teaches them the complex nuances, as Jordan said earlier, of social issues that affect us all. And I also have the huge honor of serving on the executive board of my chapter in my fraternity, Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity, Incorporated, whose 3 principles are brotherhood, scholarship, and service.
And I've completely revamped my engagement to now where I'm doing most of my work with the UM-Dearborn Athletics Department, specifically with the men's lacrosse team and the men's ice hockey team. What's up, guys, wherever you are. The hockey team's in Indiana Tech right now, it's fine. I love the opportunity that I have to work with these students because I get to be so close to the sports that I love. And I get to interact with others on a daily basis who are just as passionate, if not more passionate, about these sports as I am.
So, always remember to reflect on your passions, reevaluate what you value, and reprioritize your engagements to ensure that you're always working in line with your values.
And when you're a freshman, it's okay to try out your interests and explore what you're passionate about. But in your time in a college or university, make sure that you commit to leadership and organizations that you're passionate about so that you can organically attract others to the causes that you're trying to fight for.
Commit to things that gives you a feeling of purpose and meaning. So no matter if you're a student just trying to have fun in your 4 years here, or you want to change the world, remember that you can do so much more when you do less.
And even if you aren't a college student, if you take the time to truly explore what you're passionate about and what you value, you can invest more time into things that you feel give you meaning and purpose. And if you are able to do this, we promise you that you will never have to ask yourself, what's the point of all of this?